Welcome to Foundations and Frontiers 2026. As I prepared for my final Foundations and Frontiers, I took some time to reflect on where we are at as an industry and the enormous amount of effort everyone in this room has contributed to trying to make some change over the last period. We've spent years talking about the constraints that each of us experience every day in this industry. Transformation is hard and it does take enormous energy, and I know that we often think that despite all that effort, we're not making quite the progress that we'd like. So today we really want to try and do something slightly different, to stop and smell the roses and celebrate some of the successes. Think about what has actually changed. Collaborative contracting is now quite normal across our industry. The culture standard has been adopted by many agencies. Industrialisation and modern methods of construction are now squarely on the national agenda. And we have a national construction strategy, and we have the NCIF, which is actually a collaboration between industry, government and the unions. 5 years ago, we were talking about all of those things, and they're now actually part of how our industry operates. But none of that happened by accident. It happened because everyone in this room actually made a deliberate effort to do something different. We learned from what worked, and then we've built momentum to actually try and scale some of those successes. But it hasn't been easy because the challenges that we face every day are what we call wicked problems. They don't have one cause and they don't have one owner, and they don't stay solved. In fact, we change one part and often it has a consequential effect on the other part of the system. So which brings me to the idea that I want us to all think about today. Positive deviance. It sounds a little bit rebellious, and I think that's why I quite like the term. But what does that mean? I mean, you think about two projects operating in the same market, same constraints, same supply chain dynamics. One struggles, but the other creates a buzzing team that starts delivering faster, more safely, more productively. It's the same system, same constraints, but a different outcome, and that's what we call a positive deviant. And it's these examples, I think, that show us what's possible. We've got to stop endlessly analysing what is broken, and we need to become just as good at studying success. We are absolutely good at producing pockets of excellence, but our challenge is to make sure that they don't remain pockets, because if we want to lift productivity, best practice cannot be exceptional practice. It has to become normal practice. And we also need to look beyond our own backyard. Many of the fundamental challenges are shared across the world, really. So today we're looking beyond Australia, and we're going to hear from a few people with international experiences. When I look around this room, I can see people from different areas with different perspectives, people who each have an ability to affect how we build things, and people who each own a little part of those wicked problems that I was talking about. But real progress happens when we share those problems. And that's why the real value from today doesn't come from me, doesn't come from anyone on this stage, but it comes from the conversations and the ideas that you each have in the room. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is my final Foundations and Frontiers as president. And as I look ahead, I'm absolutely optimistic that there really is greater alignment across our industry. I think there is a stronger commitment to collaboration. And I do see that there's growing evidence that we can change the way we operate. So Foundations and Frontiers is about turning ideas into action. So today my ask of you is really simple. Focus on what works. Find those positive deviants that you've observed in your everyday work. Share what you've learned. Be curious about those successes and look for the relationships and opportunities that turn those exceptional outcomes into industry-wide norms. And let's leave today with a commitment to scale what actually works. So once again, welcome to Foundations and Frontiers 2026.